Joe Biden's controversial decision to supply cluster bombs to Ukraine has overshadowed his visit to the UK and risks fracturing the appearance of a united front at this week's NATO Leaders Summit. According to the Times report, the U.S. president faced a chilly reception with his fifth visit to Britain, since taking office likely to be the most difficult. As per CNN, the White House said the trip, in which the president is meeting Rishi Sunak and King Charles, was designed to further strengthen the close relationship between the nations. It comes before a high-stakes summit with NATO leaders in Lithuania on July 10, 2023. On July 7, 2023, the United States announced that it would provide cluster bombs to help Ukraine fight a Russian invasion. The decision has been questioned by some NATO allies. A cluster munition is a weapon that releases many small bombs from a single bomb. Its use is banned in more than 100 countries because of its lethality and the danger of unexploded ordnance to civilians. Several countries, including the United Kingdom and Canada, have expressed concerns over the supply of cluster munitions. The U.S. has explained that the supplies are needed because Ukraine's weapons are running low. Biden and Sunak are scheduled to discuss a range of issues, including the war in Ukraine, on July 13. Sunak did not directly criticize the United States for supplying cluster bombs, but the UK said it was one of 123 countries to sign the Convention on Cluster Munitions, an international treaty banning the production and use of cluster munitions. The other U.S. allies have responded even more aggressively. NATO member New Zealand said on Monday that cluster munitions could cause extreme harm to innocent people. The U.S. said it had received written assurances from the Ukrainian government that the Ukrainian military would not use cluster munitions in Russia or in urban areas. Opposition to supplying cluster munitions, the latest arms package offered by the Biden administration to Ukraine, is worth $800 million. It includes Bradley infantry fighting vehicles, Stryker armored vehicles, anti-aircraft missiles, and anti-mine equipment. Many NATO members quickly distanced themselves from the U.S. decision. Spanish Defense Minister Margarita Robles said, "No to cluster munitions, yes to the legitimate defense of Ukraine. We understand that the legitimate defense should not be done with cluster munitions." Rice Field. Germany, which is a signatory to the treaty banning cluster munitions, said it would not provide Ukraine with such weapons, but understood the U.S. position. White House National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan said on Monday that the cluster munitions the United States is providing to Ukraine have a failure rate of less than 2.5%, far lower than Russia's cluster munitions. According to U.S. officials, the failure rate of Russian-made cluster bombs is 30 to 40%. NATO leaders to discuss reinforcement of ammunition stockpiles. NATO, a military alliance of 31 nations, will hold a summit in the Lithuanian capital Vilnius on the 11th and 12th. An increase in the ammunition stockpile and a review of the defense plan are on the agenda. Finland, which became the 31st member of NATO in April, will attend the summit for the first time. Sweden also applied for membership but was blocked by Turkey. Turkey accuses Sweden of supporting Kurdish militants it considers a terrorist organization. Biden is expected to seek help from Sunak in brokering a deal with Turkey. Ukraine also wants to join NATO, but Biden told CNN before his trip that, in line with long-standing NATO policy, membership would not happen until the war is over. It also cites NATO's mutual defense agreements as saying that member states have a responsibility to defend each other's territories end-to-end, meaning that if war were to occur, all members would be at war. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky had previously accepted this position, but demanded a signal that his country would join NATO after the war ended. Zelensky is expected to attend the summit this week. I am Lovely Montoya of Manila STV.